TracingRed, uma experiência auditiva apresentada para Cine Aruba. A história de Aruba contada de uma maneira nova. Tende é tempo de antanho, sem a boa herência. Follow-nos na Facebook e também na cinearuba.com.
Hello, this is Adriano from Sinaruba. We are on TracingRed, the podcast. Now we are discussing about how slavery is perceived today and how we deal with the situation, especially talking about what happened and maybe what still happens.
It's all about upbringing, I'd say. Generations of parents and people just don't teach people the right way to deal with other people. There's just me personally. At my house, I have somebody cleaning, or had somebody cleaning. Right now, she's not working. And she's super nice, right? We treat her like family. Every time she comes over, it's nice. It's a nice vibe. Even though I gotta be real, I don't understand half of what she's saying. I'm not big on Spanish. I'm trying to learn. I can understand a little bit. I can't speak it to her. I can't give her the answers that she's looking for. But that's not the point here. We treat her, again, like family. It's our upbringing, We respect people. No matter, even if you pay them for work, you got to give them something. Even though you're paying them for their meal or whatever, for their house, for mortgage, for car rental, for schools for their kids, schools for their grandchildren, you can still treat them with at least a little bit of respect, right? But some people don't do that. Some people see people they pay and see them as items. They need the money. They're not going to say anything. They're not going to fight back. They need it. There's no fairness in relationships like that. It's horrible seeing stuff like that. Imagine this, right? Your neighbor hires some repair guy. The repair guy is from Uruguay or anywhere else around that area. And, he doesn't have all of his papers in check and everything. Your neighbor treats that man like nothing. Puts him to the side of the road. It's horrible to think about. He doesn't offer him help. Imagine he hits his thumb with a hammer. He doesn't offer him medical aid by himself, right? He's like, oh, but I can't call the ambulance for you. You don't have your papers in check. They're not going to help you, are they? Handle it yourself. Stop crying. Fix my house. Fix my roof. Clean my gutters. Clean my pool. Come on. You're working on their company who's using you because how desperate you are, right? Just so what I heard, or this guy who sells stuff by the beach, he sells frio. He worked for a company, right? He didn't have his cars in check. So the company took him and took advantage of him. One time, a wall fell onto him, and he really hurt his head. But they didn't want to cover his medical expenses. His family had to bring money. They had to go out. And yet the company didn't help with anything. And now he's out there selling frio as a homeless guy. Or, you could say homeless. I don't know where he lives. But that's how he makes money. And his company didn't help him. So it's not only with the people who hire, it's also the people who hire to hire. It's the higher ups. It's the companies. They also mistreat their workers. So next time you try to hire a house making company, cement, just make sure you check a little bit of background to see if they're mistreating their workers. Because what happened to that man is terrible. He has wounds all over his head, stitches. He can barely talk. He talks in slurs. I felt bad for him, man. And it's not fair in this world. Not at all. People should learn to respect other people and not take advantage of them.
Honestly, I think we should all respect everyone. Either way, if they treat us bad. But unless they don't give us the respect that we give them, I don't think we, as a person, should respect them as well.
You give respect to get respect.
people nowadays either look at their TVs like Teleruba or does the other one still have no?
But where do you get your information?
Most people get it off Facebook, where misinformation is spread and hate is spread between. I know misinformation is spread because my grandpa, he's a big talker on Facebook. You probably know him. You hate him. I'm not gonna say his name. Shout out my grandpa, of course. You guys hate him. Like, he been calling on radios, and he been speaking his mind in very vulgar ways. He does not like most people, and he doesn't like you either.
But he expresses himself.
No, but that's the thing. He talks about government a lot on Facebook. He comments on government posts. Even if it's not about government, he still comments on the posts of those government officials. Like, let's say they posted their kid. Hey, what are you gonna do about the what's the problem? Corruption. No. Economy. What are you gonna do when tourism doesn't go well? This picture of your kid doesn't matter in this context. What are you gonna do when our economy just crashes? Huh?
So
What's your
basically,
fallback?
he trolls.
No, he's very adamant about the way he speaks. I think I can pull up a post.
No. The important thing I want you to discuss, because it's really important what he's saying. He's talking about opinions. What is a podcast? And why it is important? We are living the past of television and newspaper. This new media is here and it's working. And I think it's really, really interesting to see that people can share their opinions, share the facts, and then you can analyze and get your information. You can have an opinion. Not that the opinion is true, because the opinion is your opinion, can be different than other person's opinion. But you know facts. Facts are different than opinion. And that is...
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
You are entitled or not, but opinion is different than facts. The truth is one thing, opinion is another. But the way that you showcase your opinion is really important. Nowadays, people can share whatever they want. People have their voice. Listen. Everything online is there for someone to consume. So it's up to us to analyze and to see where are the sources coming from about the subject. If you know about the subject, if it is true, if it is not, if you have your other resources, you need to check other resources, because you cannot rely only on one resource. And that's how you can understand more and more and share truthful things. Thanks for listening. TracingRed, the podcast. With support from Funds for Cultura Participatie. Cine Aruba.